I was an artist at large at High Sierra the year that we played, and our manager was asking me who were the bands you want to jam with, and I said, obviously, Built to Spill, obviously, Toots and the Maytals, like, the top headlining things.
Right.
And he goes, okay, dude, well, I'll try to set some of this stuff up. And then I had friends, bands that were coming, like Rebel Bucket, and some others that I didn't know about at the time that I got hooked up with that were easy to facilitate. And so we got to go back a second to the first time, the first year of Treefort, when Delicate Steve was here. We played our set. It was the best show of the tour up until that point. And Eric Gilbert comes up after the show. I'll never forget it. We come off the stage like this euphoric feeling, and I've known Eric for a long time, so we've talked about basketball and whatever, and just working out, exercise before. So it didn't come out of the blue, but we get off the stage, and he pulls out of his pocket. He's like, "I got you passes to the YMCA tomorrow at 10 a.m." Like the crowd's probably still cheering. You know what I mean? It's like backstage, the Coke doesn't come out, but the YMCA just passes 10 a.m. tomorrow. Doug's gonna be there, and we all look at him. Oh man! So we get some sleep, and two of us wake up the next day, play some ball in the YMCA Boise with Doug from Built to Spill, which is just super cool. We're really psyched to play basketball, and who cares about this other guy? But then it happens to be Doug, and he's like a hero, and he's already in there shooting jump shots. He's already sweaty. It's 10 a.m. I remember he had Zeppelin on his iPod sound dock, so really awesome. And it was a great game, really fun, and at some point after the game, I was like, by the way, I'm obviously a huge fan. Told him the story about my band in high school with the song and how we were really influenced by Broken Chairs, and just joked about it, we ripped you guys off, and it was really cool. A couple weeks after that, I sent him an email just to thank him. So I had his email. I got it from Eric. So now fast forward back to High Sierra, and I'm like, okay, I'll shoot Doug a message. Oh, I'm coming in, I'm this. So I sent him an email like, hey, I'm this artist at large thing. I'm supposed to jam with some people. Obviously, it'd be really cool to jam with you. No worries if not. And I probably sent it a day or two before the festival. Didn't hear back when we were there. We've played 2 sets with Delicate Steve. I got to jam with a zillion bands. The whole experience has been great. It's Sunday night. It's now the end of the festival, and I just go to watch Built to Spill side stage, kick back before we have to head out of town. So it's this great experience, side stage, on the main stage, watching Built to Spill play. They sound great. Everyone's loving it. It's like a sunny, sun setting, beautiful time. And they're towards the end of the set. It's like, okay, we got our last song coming up. Thanks everybody for coming out. I don't know what they say. They start playing Broken Chairs. I'm like, oh yeah, this is great. And I get on my phone, take a picture, message, send it to Martin, my friend, who was the guy in the band. I'm like, hey man, I'm watching Built to Spill right now, Broken Chairs. This is so cool. At some point, towards the middle of the song where it switches to the guitar solo, Doug is, and I'll try to do this since you're taking a video, I'll be conscious of the mic here. I'm side stage here, the audience is this way. Doug and I have not locked eyes or communicated yet. He's playing, the band's behind him, he kind of turns to the side and is just jamming out. Kind of just looks up really quick, and then he looks up again, and we catch eyes, and he realizes I'm there, and I'm in my running shorts and a tank top and Timberland boots on because the festival's gone muddy, and somebody had just walked on stage behind me as he looked up. So my first instinct is he's looking at the guy behind me, And he looks up at me again and just gives me these like devil eyes, and looks back down at his guitar, and never gestures like "come on out here" or anything. So he's kind of, in a way, fucking with me a little bit. But I could like, oh, I'm sorry if I'm not supposed to say that. Well,
yes,
we'll fix that later.
It's magic.
He's kind of messing with me a little bit, and which is cool. And instantly, my whole lens of my eyes, like kind of just everything just caves in, and something tells me to just walk on stage. I go out there, I walk on. I'm just like, Doug just takes the guitar off his back as I get out there to him, puts it on my shoulders, grabs his backpack, walks off the stage. And I'm playing Broken Chairs, guitar solo, and he...
In front of, a lot of people.
In front of a lot of people. And some of my friends were in the crowd, and were saying, like, oh, they were hoping it would happen, and they were actually walking out, because they wanted to beat the whole line of people out of the festival. And our manager actually turned around and said, like, I thought I heard you, and was at the, like the gates, turned around, saw me on the stage, ran back. And I got to play the whole Built to Spill, Broken Chairs, guitar solo with Doug's guitar, through his amp, through his pedals, unrehearsed.
Nice.
I start to finish the band. The band doesn't flinch, and they just start to kind of quiet down, and I'm quiet down, and like we end the song, and audience claps. Doug comes out, says, thank you very much again, walks off the stage, and I'm kind of looking around, and I just remember after, as the amps and stuff are getting taken off the stage, I'm like, dude, like I go up to Doug, I'm like, I had no idea that you were going to do that. And he looks at me and just goes, neither did I. And it was the coolest thing. It was just, I'll never forget that. It was like a life highlight.
That's a great
That's
story.
Awesome. That's awesome.
So there's my